so that you can be in touch with me. And I heard people say that they're in touch with DOT or in touch with this agency. Anytime you call a state agency, call your legislator at the same time. Very, very important, because I know that our community does not get the attention that other communities get. You know, we know DOT isn't, ignores us sometimes. But let me tell you this, I call down to DOT, and I will tell them, I've told the commissioner this face to face, I want you to do as much for my district as you do for Alpharetta or Roswell or any other district. And I'm very serious. Old National is a what? State highway. And if you see a pothole, if you see something overgrown, if you see a sign hanging down, call me or call my assistant. If you can't reach me, call my assistant. Email me. I like telephone calls better. I like to talk to folks. But my cell phone number is 404-287-7116. 404-287-7116. That's 24/7. How many do y'all text? If you want to text me before you call, that's fine. Just the most important thing you have to do is let me know that what? You're a constituent. If you call me, I'm going to respond. If it's somebody down in Macon or Bibb County, I might get back to them next week. But if y'all call, and I know Senator James is the same way. If you live in my district, I'm going to call you back. My best email address, the one I read, is senatorford@gmail. Senator spelled out, F-O-R-T, senatorford@gmail.com. I read that in real time. Senatorford@gmail. Yes, ma'am, F-O-R-T, F-O-R-T, Ford. My telephone number at the Capitol is 404-656-5091. 404-656-5091. My assistant at the Capitol is Javier. It's spelled Javier, the way you would spell Javier, but it's pronounced Javier, Javier. He works for me. Well, he really works for you, and I work for you. So feel free to call us, particularly when it comes down, to things that are you could call me for any reason, but specifically if it's a state-related issue, like a DOT issue, call me. And I will even try to come out and meet you if there's an issue. Sometimes it's good to look at an issue, right? To look at the problem. So let's try to get together. That's as much as I'm going to say. I think the issue is resolved. But, I wish I had known about it from the beginning. I might have had input to save us from the kind of conflict. But I think that if we can work together and trust each other and work together, we can make a lot of progress. We have no other choice, do we? We either work together or our community will suffer. I really appreciate. Where's Pastor? Did she leave? Pastor Thompson, I want to just thank her. I want to thank Pastor for opening up the doors of the church and welcoming us in. She wanted my email address, senatorford@gmail. Thank you for thinking it not robbery before I turn it over to Brother Coleman. And I think we need to give Brother Coleman a round of applause. I have been on the front line with him, and on Trayvon Martin and any number of other issues. And I like a fighter. He is a real fighter. So thank you and God bless. Unless there are questions, if you have questions, I think there was a question here. Mr. Coppridge, here, here. That's 4 over here. That's 5, 6. Okay, yeah, we're going to go 6. We got 6 questions, and we're going to go to Mr. Hale first, and then to you. Okay, Mr. Hale. Yeah, come on up. Okay, we're going to be observant that the hour is late. What's your name?
Good evening, everybody. I'll be real brief. My name is Ernest Hale, and I'm a businessman here in College Park. My question, though, my comment is just to tag on you. I know Senator Ford, I was with him on Tuesday. I moderated the Takeover Schools for the City of Atlanta. He was one of our panelists. We thank you, okay? I also know Senator James. Senator James, you're working for the will of the people. Tonight, I believe it was 51 to 4. Those who wanted the name change to be here, they should have been here. They were not here. Those that oppose it are here. So I think it speaks for itself. I thank you for coming. I thank you for coming. And you do a great job. I just saw you last night on television, okay? That's how I know about it. Thank you. And thank you all.
Thank you. Hello, my name is Tiffany Howard. I used to live out here. I used to work at the McDonald's right here at Old National. And I want to just say about this situation. First, it's refreshing to see us come together to speak. But I also want to say this. It's also disappointing that there are not more people here. And I also want us to look at, we may disagree on this point. If you disagree, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't disagree. But that's fine. But when I heard someone say that they were threatening not to vote for Senator James or threatening not to vote for elected officials, you know, I would encourage you to do your homework and understand who this lady is, who Vincent Ford is, what they constantly do, the hours that they spend for you and for anybody that needs your help. Now, I'm going to be frank, I don't live in this district anymore. You know why? I can't afford to. That's what the economy has done to me. You know, but let's agree or disagree, but let's not cut each other up, because unfortunately, our young people, they do not understand or know their history. They're coming up and they're not realizing who is on your side, why they're on your side. Was it this much opposition when we wanted to change Hunter Street to Dr. Martin Luther King Drive? Okay, that may be so. That may be so. That may be so. That may be so. You may not like Creflo Dollar, but understand that Senator James has done this because a constituent, they came to her and asked if they would honor her. I don't know what your name is, ma'am, but if there's anything that you do that I would come to you and come to Senator James and say, as a gift to you, so you would not know, Miss, what's your name? Miss Irene, Senator James, would you write a proclamation to Miss Irene? Let me write down everything Miss Irene has done. She don't know you, but she vouching on me. But my point is, that's my point. That's my point. And my comment is, and I'm going to finish this, my comment is that don't get rid of the people who are working tirelessly for you. Know who they are. If this is one you don't like, so be it. But don't hurt yourself and get rid of people who are working for you constantly. Thank you.
All right. I think we were over here. Mr. Coppridge, you're gonna contribute to the discussion one more time.
We should know who our representatives are. Ron Marbury, who is on his way out, is not going to seek re-election. I believe it's District 63, and then Virgil Flood, and the ever-present Senator Ford. He always remind me of Hosea Williams getting arrested, China on the spot. We can say a lot about him. But you're supposed to know who your representatives are. And we need to bombard them with that we don't want this or we do, but most of us don't. A big margin. That's all.
Have one last person here, and that's going to finish it out. Go ahead, sir.
I have a question and a comment. My question is there a process to pull this from being going forward? I heard him. I'm asking
No,
Ms. James.
let me just, that she's already spoken to what she will do or won't
I know
do.
what she said she would, but is there a process that it can
This
be
is
done?
the process is that a bill, when it is introduced, is assigned to a committee. The bill has been assigned to a committee. What committee has it been assigned to, Senator James? Transportation Committee. Now, it is at the discretion of the chair of the committee. If it's heard, it's at the discretion of the committee chair to whether there will be a vote. The committee chair can hold the bill in the rest of the committee in perpetuity, forever. That's at the discretion of the chair. Oftentimes, the author of the bill goes to a chair and says, I want the bill heard and a vote on the bill in a committee meeting. What I'm going to do, tomorrow is write that committee chair, who is Senator Tommy Williams. I'm going to communicate with him and tell him what happened here tonight at this meeting, and say that, if you want to call my office and get his email address, I think it's tommy.williams@senate.ga.gov, but you can call JV and he can give it to you. And how many of y'all do Facebook or Twitter? I'll put his information on my Facebook page, if you like, so you could email him or call him yourself. But I'm committed to telling him that I do not want the bill brought forth. Now, I don't know. No. Miss, see Senator James, Senator James, Senator James, Senator James, let me say this, and I'm not going to get involved in a debate or confusion. This is precisely the kind of thing that gets us, we're reaching a resolution to this. And I'm not going to let anybody tell me who told me what. That
Can I have
he
it
said,
from
she
here?
said. No, hold on one second, sir. I can only tell you what I'm going to do. Now, Senator James, if you want the bill to go forward, then that's okay. But one of the things I'm not going to do is come out here in the community and get in an argument with you and be interrupted by anyone.
Okay. I didn't
And
ask the question for the two of you to get.
No, and it's
Okay.
not.
Can I finish?
I thought you asked your question.
Yes, I asked
Finish,
a question.
and then we got one more question.
Question and a comment.
Yes, sir. Go right ahead.
Okay. The question was answered because you're telling me there is a process. Okay. The other part of that is that we all sometimes, all our things we do are right, and we do make mistakes. It's a bigger person to say maybe I was wrong than to say I'm just going to stand on my word. Because your word is your bond, but however, everything you say is not right. We are all not right all the time.
Yes, sir. You know, you're exactly right. We're going to go to this, ma'am. I think you're going to have the last question.
This is the last one.
Last question, and then we're going to wrap up.
Hi, I'm Vivine Baker, and I am also a member of the church. I've been sitting here and just listening to Senator James, and I just think you're too passionate about. Is something more personal about it to me? I'm just sitting here and listening to the way that you defend Creflo Dollar and the church. You're not representing the people. You're representing Creflo Dollar, and you should be representing the people. You know, a couple of months ago, my daughters and I'm a single parent, and I do reside here in College Park. We were driving in all this traffic on Old National, and I said to my daughters, "Oh, Creflo Dollar is fixing Old National," and then we laughed about it. But my question is there any financial incentive for Creflo Dollar for this resolution being put forth, or is there any future financial incentive in it for him?
Not that I know of.
Okay.
Not that I know of.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Mm.
That's a yes or no? I mean, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. That's just yes. No, no, it's not Miss James. I've been quite clear. It's a dedication.
All right. All right. Okay. Let me give you the name, the email address of the Senator Tommy Williams, chair of the Transportation Committee. It's Tommy. That's TOMMIE .Williams at senate.ga.gov. Tommy.Williams at senate. Tommy.Williams at ga.senate.gov. If for any reason you need that information, call my office, talk to JVR, and he will get it to you. Thank you very much for being here. I'm going to turn it over to Brother Marcus Coleman so we can be closed out in proper fashion.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Senator Fort. Y'all please give it up for Senator Vincent Fort. As we close, I just want to be clear real quick, please, because this is important. I'm never going to lie in front of the people. I'm glad the people spoke. That was the purpose for tonight. But this is important to me, and then we'll close. This really could have been avoided. I know some of my elders, they did not care for the interruption. They probably didn't care for the lying comment in the sanctuary. But I want you to understand why. I am glad Senator James showed up, and I wish she wouldn't have left because I'm not talking behind her back. But I promise you on everything this, Those who were here earlier, they heard me say that before I went to the public, I made a call personally. And I promise you that there was a different individual on that phone than today. I promise you that. So please understand me. I don't care what venue I'm in. If I know that I have extended my hand the correct way, the way that would prevent any embarrassment, a way that would prevent any criticism, behind closed doors. If I know I did that and then I hear differently, I am going to aggressively let that be known. So I thank you for coming out. A sister said earlier, and I think she was for the resolution, that it's a good look. I'm not worried about the numbers here because I'll be honest, I don't think we've had a gathering on Old National even of this size in a long time for something of this nature. So it's a step in the right direction. So please use that email address. Please call. The last point, I was so happy to hear the pastor say what she said, but between you and I asked that of Miss James a long time ago in private. And I'm glad that she at least stood her ground and gave the same answer here that she did to me. So we need to do everything that we can to stop it. Senator Ford, man, we have been on the battlefield quite often for issues of much more depth than this. So it means a lot when you can have your elected officials truly represent the people. So give yourselves a round of applause for coming out. And know the struggle continues.